die or lay me down to sleep. I pray to God my soul to keep and bless my thugs in the streets. And if I should die before I wake to you, I pray, dear God, my soul to take. In my 27 years, I've seen it all. I've seen brothers got shot standing up with their back against the wall. Look, this prison cell gets lonely sometimes, but I think about the day like the sun, we gon' shine. Yeah, it's a really nice place. I grew up on a big mountain because the village Dabo is like on a big mountain, so it overlooks the whole harbor and everything. So it's really nice growing up there. Every Sunday when we finish wash, we will go to the beach or go to the bush for mangoes, you know, and stuff like that. And then in the evening, I will go meet my friends. We will play. Sometimes I don't come home because everybody know everybody where we live, so we used to like sleep. Sometimes my friend would sleep by me, I would sleep by him, and to be honest, it wasn't all nice because that's me being honest, because prior to me coming from a house of 7, my mom, she had like my dad, he was not there, so my mom was left alone to raise all of us, and she didn't really have that time because she was so busy. If she's home, she's trying to cook, and if she's not home, she's working, and it's always back and forth. So when I reached like 12, somewhere there, it became clear to me that it was up to me to do what I want with my life and live how I want to live, and I took full advantage of that. I never really went to school. I went and lived with my godmother, and well, I don't want to get into her life, but at that point in my life, I was surrounded by like a lot of violence, drugs, and stuff like that, you know. And then, yeah, I started like living like that. For a while, I was like really violent and stuff like that, like more young, you know. And then when I reached like 17 years, I just kind of like stopped, and I thank God for that, you know. I just kind of like stopped, and I looked back at my life, and I was like, the way I'm living is going to put me in trouble, you know. One day I'm going to get into big trouble. So I tried to like change my life, you know. I wasn't living there anymore, and yeah, I tried to change certain things about myself. I went and I got a job with the Ministry of Tourism, and I started working on the beach as a lifeguard. And at that point in time in my life just kind of like changed rapidly because at that point, I think I was more aware that, okay, I'm becoming a man now, you know. I'm going to have a woman one day, I'm going to have kids one day. And yeah, I tried to be a better person, change the way I dress, change where I hang out and all of that. I think that was just me becoming mature, you know. Some people never became mature even though they reached 40 and 50, but I'm glad that I got to that stage. Even though after getting to that stage, I still made mistakes again. You know, some things I'm sorry I did, yeah, but I wish I could make up for it.
5-mal Haberflöckchen, das ist gut. 12-mal Mineral, nachher Nesquik, Zahnpasta Odol, ja. Hier und 3-mal Zucker. Ja. Das ist alles. Gut. Ja, bitte.
It's a situation which you will learn from also, as long as you're focused, you know, and your aim is towards becoming a better person and being able to give the life which you never had, meaning like giving your kids what you never had, you know. That haunts me every night, just not being there to give my kid the love in which I wanted as a little child growing up, you know. My dad was kind of like, he was living for himself because he has like his own house and a big plot of land and everything. So he was living for himself. Yeah, he used to give my mom his money to take care of us and stuff like that, but they was not together anymore. But he sort of like played his part financially wise, but a kid needs a dad, someone to like, as I said, to tutor him, to teach him wrong from right and what to do and how to do it and how to treat a woman, how not to treat a woman. He didn't play that role, you know. I look at him as a coward for that because it's not like he couldn't. To me, it's like he didn't want to, you know.
One of his favourite narratives, the anti-colonial story that the Libyan people have heard for 40, 50 years now.
I know when you hear a man speak, how he speaks. I know when you look at what a man do, how he does it. So it's that I look at to really call somebody a man, you know. Somebody that stands firm in the face of danger. Whatever comes your way, you keep, you know, going at it head on until everything is over. Clear example is like when you look at a rock and it's on the shore, right, where the waves come in, and one day you see a big tidal wave, or one day the water is really rough and it keeps banging on that rock, but that rock don't move. To me, this is like my perfect example of a man. You stand firm in whatever situation, whatever comes your way, whatever life throws at you, death, sickness, whatever it is, financial problem, you stand firm as a man. You hold your family down. You be there to make sure your son grow up and be a good young man. You be there to make sure your daughter grows up and not be a prostitute. You know, you be there. So when your wife reach maybe 60 or 70 years, she can look at you and say, I'm glad I shared myself with you. I'm glad I spent this time with you because I enjoyed life with you. You know, it's these stuff that makes you die with a smile on your face, you know. But when you reach that age, you realize when you live for nothing, just money and cars and all that, you realize everything you live for, it made no sense. No sense. But you only see it then, you know. It's like that.
Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht miteinander.